Church and Citizens of Vijayawada. Please give him a big hand. అలాగే వేదిక మీద రావాల్సిందిగా శ్రీ లంకా వెంకట గారు, చైర్మన్ 20 పాయింట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్. వెల్కమ్ సార్. అలాగే శ్రీ సన్నారెడ్డి దయాకర్ రెడ్డి గారు, జోనల్ ఇన్ఛార్జ్ అండ్ బీజేపీ స్టేట్ జనరల్ సెక్రటరీ. వేదిక మీద రావాల్సింది కోరుతున్నాం. ధన్యవాదాలు సార్. అలాగే శ్రీమతి యామిని శర్మ గారు, భారతీయ జనతా పార్టీ అధికార ప్రతినిధి గారు. అలాగే శ్రీ కళ్యాణ్ చక్రవర్తి గారు, జోనల్ ఇన్ఛార్జ్ ఎమర్జెన్సీ డే ప్రోగ్రామ్. అలాగే శ్రీ షేక్ బాజీ గారు, ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఆఫ్ బీజేపీ స్టేట్ మైనారిటీ మోర్చా. షేక్ బాజీ గారు.
చీకటి రోజులు దేశంలోని తీసుకొచ్చి 50 సంవత్సరాలు పూర్తయింది. ఈ కార్యక్రమం దేశవ్యాప్తంగా ప్రజలకి, భావితరాలకి చెప్పాలి. ఇలాంటి దుర్మార్గ దుష్ట కార్యక్రమం మరే ప్రభుత్వం చేయకూడదు. వారి యొక్క సింహ స్వప్నంలాగా కావాలనేటువంటి ఉద్దేశంతో దేశవ్యాప్తంగా కూడా ఈ యొక్క సెమినార్ కార్యక్రమాలు, అప్పటి విశేషాలను తెలియపరిచే కార్యక్రమాలు, ఆనాడు దుర్మార్గంగా జైల్లోని అమాయకులైనటువంటి గలమెత్తినటువంటి కళాకారులు కావచ్చు, జర్నలిస్టులు కావచ్చు, అదేవిధంగా ప్రతిపక్ష నాయకులు కూడా ఆ రోజు జైల్లో పెట్టిన విషయాన్ని తెలియపరుస్తూ ఆ జైల్లో ఉన్నటువంటి అనేక మంది కూడా సన్మానాలు చేయాలనేటువంటి ఒక కార్యక్రమం తీసుకోవడం. ఆ కార్యక్రమానికి ముఖ్య అతిథిగా విజయవాడ ఎన్టీఆర్ జిల్లా సంబంధించి ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి ముఖ్య అతిథిగా విచ్చేసినటువంటి కేంద్ర మంత్రివర్యులు గజేంద్ర సింగ్ షెకావత్ గారికి ఎన్టీఆర్ జిల్లా తరఫున, ఎన్టీఆర్ జిల్లా అందరి తరఫున కూడా వారికి హృదయపూర్వక స్వాగతం, సుస్వాగతం తెలియజేసుకుంటూ, అదేవిధంగా ఈ కార్యక్రమానికి మరో ముఖ్య అతిథి 20 సంవత్సరాల పథకం చైర్మన్ అయినటువంటి జనగర్ గారికి, అదేవిధంగా విహెచ్పి జాతీయ కార్యవర్గ సభ్యులు రాఘవ గారికి, రాష్ట్ర ప్రధాన కార్యదర్శి దయాకర్ గారికి, అదేవిధంగా శ్రీనివాసరావు గారికి.
And we have gathered here to make a pledge that whatever had happened in the past, we are not going to let it happen again. And today when we are shouting Bharat Mata Ki Jai, and we are doing this as a symbol that we pledge ourselves that we will keep the sovereignty of our constitution always high on the utmost priority. So on that pious occasion when we have gathered here to take an honest pledge for our constitution and the supremacy of our constitution, and we should raise both our hands and with the commitment, the sense of commitment in taking a pledge, with utter power we should speak Bharat Mata Ki Jai! Bharat Mata Ki Jai! Dear friends and the friends of me from media, before we speak on emergency, I just wish to recall, let us first discuss about the freedom that we have earned. The freedom of India and independence was not gifted or granted. The freedom of India, it was earned. And it was earned with the sacrifices made by thousands and thousands of people from all across the country. It was earned by the people who have chosen to hang their necks. It was earned by the sacrifice of people who has taken the bullets of British rule on their chest. It was earned by the people who gave their life and their youth in the freedom struggle. It was earned through the sweat of farmers, the fire of youth, the cries of mothers, and the blood of martyrs. From the gallows of Bhagat Singh to the Satyagraha of Mahatma Gandhi ji, from the sacrifice of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose soldiers to the resolve of Nehru's dreams. We fought not just the constitution in which we said that the rule of people, for the people, by the people, 50 years ago, on the midnight of June 1975, a democratic nation went to sleep free and woke up in the chains. Not under the push of a foreign power, but by its own elected government. The emergency was not declared to save the nation. It was declared to save one Prime Minister's chair and agreed to remain in power despite the decision of Allahabad High Court. It was declared to fulfill the hunger of a leader who wanted to defy the court's order and was thinking herself about the system and the system laid by our constitution. It was declared to save one Prime Minister's chair. Invoked under Article 352, citing internal disturbances, which was not there, but this constitutional provision was twisted to suppress decent press and public life. In the name of discipline, the government imprisoned over 100,000, 1 lakh citizens, opposition leaders, journalists, trade unionists, student leaders, civil liberties were suspended, freedom of speech became a crime, and newspapers were censored. The right to protest was outlawed. And the greatest blow came from the judiciary, the guardian of our constitution, in a shameful manner. ADM Jabalpur's verdict, the Supreme Court declared that even the right of life could be suspended during emergency. Only one judge, Justice H.R. Khanna, stood alone to defend liberty, and for his courage, he was punished and denied the Chief Justiceship of India. Dear friends, we must ask ourselves, why should today's generation care about the emergency of 1975? Because democracy is not an inheritance, it is a responsibility. Because authoritarianism never announces itself as jackboots. It creeps in wearing legal robes and patriotic slogans. Today around the world and even here at home, we see disturbing signs. The criminalization of dissent, often labeled anti-national. Use of state agencies against critics and political opponents. Erosion of media independence and intimidation of journalists. Centralization of power with weakening of institutions. Personality cuts where leaders are seen as infallible and laws are banned to suit them. Let us be clear that emergency of 1975 was legal on paper but illegitimate in spirit. It was a betrayal of the sacrifices made during the freedom struggle. Dear friends, but even during the darkness, the flame of democracy flickered. Brave journalists printed blank editorials as it was printed in the Indian Express. Underground network published truth. Leaders and invoked the people's mind. Leaders like Jayaprakash Narayan, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, George Fernandez, Lal Krishna Advani, Rajmata Vijayaraje Scindia, Maharani Gayatri Devi, and various others. They were countless in numbers. Others resisted, endured, and inspired the people of India. And on those dark days, Sanjay Gandhi's forced sterilization drives, demolitions, and brutalities could not break the will of the people of India.
when the time came in 1977, when general elections had happened, the people responded to the ballot. Indira Gandhi herself was defeated by 55,000 votes. The Janata Party came to power. Democracy was restored by the people, for the people. The emergency taught us that even the constitution can be manipulated by those who hold power unless we remain vigilant. In response to 44th constitutional amendment, it was enacted to protect Article 21 right to life and liberty even during emergencies. Make emergency declarations subject to parliamentary approval and judicial review. Prevent unilateral executive overreach. But legal safeguards are not enough. The Constitution breathes only through the consciousness of their citizens. Today, each one of us must ask, are our institutions independent? Are our rights protected? Are we still bold enough to question power when it oversteps? And let us remember, India is not the property of any ruler, a dynasty, or a ruler. It is the birthright of every citizen. And every generation must rise to defend that right. Let the legacy of the emergency serve as our nation's oath. Never again shall we allow fear to triumph our nation. Never again shall we allow the Constitution to be subverted in the name of control. Never again shall we forget the price paid for our liberty. Because when democracy is threatened, silence is betrayal. When freedom is at stake, neutrality is complicity. Let us stand not just for today, but for generations to come. This is the time when through this Samvidhan Hatya Divas, we wish and want the coming generation should understand that when people are not vigilant and when people are not committed to the nation, this type of situation happens. And let us all bless and let us make our generations aware in the future also